What comes to mind when you hear the word design? A sleek new phone you can wear like a watch? Maybe a fancy sports car? Most of us see design as something that makes our lives easier, safer, better.
Such an easy meal to put together.
But do they feel that way in the developing world? Of course they do.
I think the notion that because somebody is poor, they don't have the same appreciation for beauty or function is completely erroneous. It's incredibly insulting if you really think of it.
Yves Behar is one of the country's top industrial designers. And for him, design is more than just a job. It's a lifestyle. He designed the offices of his San Francisco company, Fuse Project, and they stand as a sort of museum to all he's made.
It would sense my phone as I approach it.
And yet one of his proudest achievements isn't something he made for Prada or Samsung. It's a pair of $5 eyeglasses.
There's a great proverb I learned from Finland that says the poor can't afford bad design, cheap design, low quality design. Why? Because you have to buy it again, because it breaks down.
The glasses, millions of pairs, are being worn by Mexican school children.
They're designed with a very special material called Grilamid, and that material withstands high levels of distortion, wow. Which is important for, when you're a kid. You probably often sit on those glasses, so they need to survive wow. childhood, I guess.
The Mexican government hired Behar to solve a problem. Poor kids who needed glasses were choosing to go without them rather than wear the decidedly unstylish pairs the government had been handing out. Behar's design changed that.
Every child you provide with a pair of eyeglasses is actually going to become a better learner.
Cheap, durable glasses are one thing, but what about a cheap, durable computer for kids in the developing world? Yep. He designed one of those, too.
The criteria that were brought to us at the beginning of the project were tremendously difficult to think of at the time. A $100 laptop that could be powered with a fifth or less of the amount of energy that it takes to power a laptop we have here.
With education,
today, more than 3 million of these inexpensive laptops are in use from Cambodia to Brazil. They're even celebrated on an Uruguayan stamp and on Rwandan money.
I actually don't even know of any other design ever that's ended up on a nation's money.
When will we live a simple life?
Dean Still hasn't seen any of his designs show up on any cash yet.
This can boil 5 liters in 11 minutes, so it's very fast.
But he's hoping that what he's creating here in an old Oregon logging town will have the same kind of impact.
Our goal is wood burned as clean as natural gas.
For 25 years, he and his team at Aprovecho Research have obsessively worked towards a sort of holy grail of humanitarian design. An affordable, safe stove for the nearly 3 billion people around the world cooking over open flames, which damage the environment and their health. Why is it so important to find a solution to this stove problem?
Wood smoke is about the same as cigarette smoke. So if a woman is cooking with a kid, they're breathing the equivalent of 4 packs of cigarettes a day.
Except this isn't some voluntary choice. This is something to stay alive, right? To cook
Yes,
food.
Right. Their poverty is, in effect, killing them.
An estimated 4 million people die each year from breathing the smoke from their stoves. The goal of Aprovecho is to create $10 stoves that produce almost no toxic smoke and still cook great food. Not a simple task. How is that accomplished here? Because there's not really a chimney.
No. So this stove has very fast little jets of air that are mixing all of the smoke and the gas into the flame. And it's mixing it so well that it's getting all burned up.
But there's no such thing as one perfect universal stove, because people in each region of the world cook food differently.
This is a griddle stove for making tortillas from Honduras. Here's a high-powered Chinese stove for boiling water. This is a stove from India for making chapatis, and here is an African charcoal stove for making fufu.
And for the nearly 1 in 5 people still living without electricity,
it goes for 70 minutes on a charge of wood.
Aprovecho recently found a way to solve 2 problems at once. It's called the Firefly.
This is a lantern that also cooks. So we figured that people might want to be able to see at night, to read and whatever, or to prepare the food, and also to cook.
Wow, so this can boil water and provide light. That could change somebody's life, right?
I hope so. You know, I hope so.
Forget iPhones and sports cars. This is light where there wasn't any before. It's design that truly makes a difference.
A beautifully made, well-made, high-quality product is understood exactly in the same way here than it is somewhere else.